Have you ever wondered, quietly, why your morning erections aren't as automatic as they used to be, and whether that means something is broken? Most men over 50 blame age, testosterone, or just stress, but the real root problem is usually blood flow, nerve signaling, and pelvic tension working against you. In this video, I'll show you 3 simple pressure points men use to wake up with firmer, more reliable morning erections, without pills, gimmicks, or embarrassment. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a urologist with 40 years of experience helping men regain confidence naturally and safely. Tell me where you're watching from, and if this helps, like and subscribe. If you're a man over 50, let me ask you a private question most men never say out loud. When you wake up, is that firm morning erection still there? Or has it become rare, weaker, or gone completely? And if it's disappeared, do you quietly wonder, is something wrong with me? Here's the gentle myth breaker. This is not automatically just aging, and it's not always low testosterone either. Morning erections, what doctors call nocturnal erections, are often a window into how well your blood flow, nerve signaling, and recovery systems are working while you sleep. Think of it like this. Your body runs a nightly maintenance cycle. While you're in deeper sleep, your brain sends signals down the spinal cord, blood vessels open, and smooth muscle in the penis relaxes so blood can fill the tissues. That's not only about sex, it's also like a natural oxygen rinse that keeps the tissue healthy over time. When that cycle weakens, it can be because circulation isn't as strong, your nerves are dulled by stress or poor sleep, or your pelvic area is so tight and guarded that the body can't fully relax. Most men blame one thing, but it's usually this trio: blood flow, nerves, and tension. Now I want you to do a quick self-check. No gadgets, no embarrassment. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1. Do you get cold hands or feet, or have you noticed stamina and circulation slipping? That points to blood flow. 2. Are you stressed, waking at night, snoring, or feeling wired and tired? That points to nerve signaling and sleep quality. 3. Do you sit a lot, clench your belly, or feel tight in the hips or lower back? That points to pelvic tension. This isn't a diagnosis, this is direction, so you stop guessing. And here's the hopeful part. Improving morning erections in men over 60 often starts with supporting the right system first, not forcing it. In the next moments, I'll show you why the first pressure point targets the exact bottleneck most men don't realize they have. So the real cause becomes obvious, and the solution feels almost unfairly simple. Let's start with point number 1, what I call the pelvic gate, because for many men over 50, the problem isn't desire, it's delivery. An erection is basically a blood flow event. Your arteries bring blood in, the soft chambers fill like sponges, and then tiny valves help trap that blood so firmness stays. When that inflow is slowed, it's like trying to fill a garden hose that's been stepped on. You might still get a response, but it's weaker, shorter, and unreliable, especially in the morning when your body is supposed to run that nightly maintenance cycle. Here's the overlooked part. The pelvis is a busy intersection. Blood vessels, nerves, and muscles all pass through a tight neighborhood: hip flexors, inner groin tissues, and the pelvic floor. If you sit for years, clench under stress, or hold tension in your lower belly, that area can become like a kinked hose, not permanently damaged, but compressed and guarded. And your body is smart. If it senses tension, it often chooses protection over performance. Now, the safe pressure technique. I want you to sit or lie down comfortably. Using 2 or 3 fingertips, you'll find a tender, meaty spot where your inner thigh meets the front of your pelvis, just below the hip crease, not on the genitals, not on the bone, and never on a sharp pain point. Apply gentle, steady pressure, about a comfortable soreness, not a jab, for 30 to 45 seconds, then release for 10 seconds. Repeat that 2 more times on each side. While you do it, breathe low and slow, like you're fogging a mirror. The sensation you want is warmth, softening and a mild release. Sometimes men notice a subtle spreading heat into the groin or lower belly. The one mistake that ruins results is holding your breath or bracing your belly. The moment you tense, you shut the gate again. So think, soften the jaw, drop the shoulders, let the belly be loose. And in the next point, we'll flip the nerve switch that tells your body very quietly, it's time. Now let's talk about point number 2, the nerve switch, because even perfect blood flow won't help if the signal doesn't arrive. In men over 60, I see this all the time. You're not less of a man, you're just stuck in a body that's been trained to stay on alert. Stress, poor sleep, late night screens, worrying about money, family, health. It all keeps your nervous system in fight or flight. And when your body is in that mode, it prioritizes survival, not reproduction. The blood vessels stay tighter, the pelvic area stays guarded, and the brain doesn't send those calm, nighttime erection signals the way it used to. Here's the simple biology in plain English. You have 2 main gears, the go gear and the restore gear. Morning erections happen when the restore gear is on. Deep sleep, parasympathetic calm, steady breathing. But if you wake up at 3 a.m., if you snore, if you feel wired and tired, or if you carry tension in your chest and neck, the go gear stays engaged. That's why some men can still get an erection with effort, but they lose spontaneous morning erections. The system is working, it's just not relaxed. This is where the nerve switch comes in. You're going to use gentle pressure right on the center of your chest, along the breastbone, about 2 finger widths below the little notch at the base of your throat. Place 2 fingertips there and press softly, not hard, for 20 to 30 seconds. You're not trying to push anything. You're sending a calm message. Then slide your fingers down just a little, an inch or 2, and do the same again. Many men feel a quiet settling, like the body finally exhales. Now pair it with the 30-second breathing amplifier. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Do that for just 5 cycles. Longer exhales are a direct signal to your nervous system that you're safe. That's when the erection pathway has the best chance to turn back on at night. And here's what I want you to remember. If you've been anxious about performance, that anxiety alone can block the signal. So be kind to yourself. Tonight, you're not trying to perform. You're training your body to recover. Next, I'll show you the 3rd point, what men call the morning reset. Now we come to point number 3, the one many men call the morning reset, because it targets the quiet blocker nobody talks about, pelvic floor tightness. You can have normal testosterone, decent circulation, even good intentions, and still feel like your firmness and sensitivity aren't what they used to be. Why? Because if the pelvic floor is chronically clenched, it can squeeze the very pathways that need to relax for a full erection. Think of it like trying to open a fist while your forearm is cramping. The harder you try, the tighter you become. Here's the plain English biology. The pelvic floor is a hammock of muscle that supports your bladder and bowel and helps control blood trapping during an erection. It needs balance, strength, yes, but also the ability to let go. Men over 50 often develop a guarded pelvic floor from years of sitting, back pain, stress, or even rushing to the bathroom and holding urine. That constant bracing can reduce blood filling, dull sensation, and make morning erections less reliable. And then the mind jumps to fear. What if this is permanent? Most of the time it's not. It's tension, trainable tension. Here's the gentle pressure technique. Sit on the edge of a firm chair or lie on your back with knees bent. Place a tennis ball or a rolled sock under one side of your glute, slightly toward the center, not on the tailbone, not on sharp bone. Slowly shift your weight until you find a tender spot that feels like a good ache. Hold there for 45 seconds while breathing slow and low. Then micro-move an inch and repeat. Do 2 spots on each side. The goal is release, not pain. If you grimace, you're doing too much. When it's right, you'll feel warmth, softening, sometimes a surprisingly calm feeling in the lower belly. Now add one simple stretch for 7 to 14 days. After the pressure, do a gentle knee to chest stretch, one knee at a time, holding 20 seconds, breathing out longer than you breathe in. That tells the pelvic floor you can stop guarding now. And let me say this clearly, this isn't about performance. It's about feeling like yourself again, confident, calm, and in control of your body. Now I'll show you how to combine all 3 points into a simple nightly routine. Now let's put this into a simple 4-minute night routine, because consistency more than intensity is what helps morning erections return for men over 50. I want you to do this before bed, not in the morning, because your body does the real repair work while you sleep. First minute, the pelvic gate. Sit or lie down, find that soft, tender spot near the inner thigh and hip crease, and press gently for 30 to 45 seconds per side. Remember, you're aiming for a release feeling, not a sharp poke. Keep your belly soft and breathe, because tension turns the gate right back off. Second minute, the nerve switch. 2 fingers on the center of the breastbone, gentle pressure for 20 to 30 seconds, then slide down slightly and repeat. Pair it with 5 slow breaths. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. This tells your nervous system you're safe, and that's when the erection signal can show up naturally at night. Third and fourth minutes, the morning reset. Use a tennis ball or rolled sock under the glute. Find 2 tender spots per side and hold each for about 45 seconds with slow breathing. Then finish with 1 knee to chest stretch each side, 20 seconds long exhale. That's it. Simple, calm, repeatable. Now, how do you track progress without obsessing? Think in trends, not single mornings. Look for warmer groin circulation, fewer nighttime bathroom trips, deeper sleep, and gradual return of firmness over 7 to 14 days. If you chase it daily, you trigger performance anxiety, and that alone can shut the system down. But there are 3 red flags you must not ignore: pain during erections, a sudden major change that happens overnight, or new erection problems right after starting a medication. Those deserve a real medical check, not guesswork. And if you want to multiply results, start with the basics tonight. Hydrate earlier in the day, cut late sugar and alcohol, and prioritize sleep. Next, I'll give you the mindset shift that brings confidence back fast. You're not past your prime. You're simply missing the right signals, and the good news is you can retrain them. Start tonight, stay gentle, stay consistent, and pay attention to the small wins that add up. Share your age and which point you're trying first in the comments so we can learn together. And remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're built by what you do next.